Number 3 is Jeff Fenech.
Wasn't really in proper shape for the first fight. He said he'd been suffering from malaria before. Oh, and he's got him with a right over the top. Fresh round.
Jeff Fenech is a very tough guy, you know, and people think I'm getting to my end, you know, and it's a young guy coming, it's so tough, you know, and I have to be careful, you know. People think I have to retire, you know, and especially Ghanaians, you know, when they heard that I'm going to Australia to fight Jeff Fenech, everybody was afraid that, oh, no, Jeff Fenech will beat Azumah Nelson. You know, you can't go to Australia and win a fight, because I remember that my coach, you know, my coach went to Australia, he fought an Australian and he beat him and they didn't give him the fight. You know, so everybody knows that, I mean, no, you cannot. A couple people went to Australia, they fought and they lose the, you know, they win, they didn't give it to them. So how much more I'm going to fight in Australia, you know. And even our former president, Jerry John Rawlings, he called me and said, people are saying I'm going because of the money. I said, no, Your Excellency, I'm not going because of the money. I'm going to knock him out. You know. And he said that, yeah, I believe you, if you say so. You know. So we went to Australia, you know. And because I fought him first fight, you know, and I was down with the malaria, you know, and I told him I was down with, I'm not feeling well, you know, that's why. And they said, how can you be down with the malaria and fight like this, you know? And I said, then you have to imagine if I'm well. You know? So when we went to Australia, I said, listen, I'll knock you out, you know. I told him, I'm going to knock you out, you know, your mother, because I told him, your mother can be the referee, your father can be the judges, and your family can be the supporters. I'll still knock you out. You know? So nobody believes what I'm saying. I'm telling you, I have a friend. I have a friend in Australia, you know, today. You know, we've been having contact today, up to today, you know. And he said, he came to me and he said, oh, he likes me so much, but he knows that he don't believe I'm going to win the fight, but he's going to bet. And I told him that he should bet. He should find money and bet more, because if you lose the fight, I'll pay him, you know. And I was telling the Ghanaians that everybody should go and bet. When they lose, I'll pay them all, you know. And then the time came and we went to the rink, and then I can feel, you know, from the first round, when the bell go on that fight, the first round, I can feel how Ghanaians are feeling, you know, sitting on their TV, you know, and watching, you know, and then because they don't have, they don't believe that I can, you know. Everybody was scared, you know, till the first round I jab him one, and I jab him two, and I threw the right arm, and he fell, you know. And when he fell, I'm just telling Ghanaians that they should be assured. I mean, I'll never disappoint them, you know. So he wake up, and then we start continue, and then I think the second round, you know, he went down again, and he wake up, and then I told my brother that I will knock him out in the 7th round. So he should tell me when we get to the 6th round. So when we get to the 6th, the way the fight was going, my brother was enjoying the fight. He forgot that I said he should tell me. So we finished the 6th round, and then we were going to the 7th round, and he told me that we are going to the 7th round. I said, oh, but I told you to tell me 6, because I cannot knock him out in the 7th again. Now I have to go in there and set him up, and the 8th round I pick him out. And so I went in there in the 7th round and I set him up, you know, and then 8th round I came and knocked him out. You know.
Pumping away with body punches, and just occasionally back comes Nelson with a wicked left hook like that one, and another one. He's rocked him. Now Fenech's going, and he's down again, and this is trouble. This is trouble in the 8th, and he gets up too quickly.
And boy, he looks bad. He just shook his head to the corner.
Nelson might finish this here. He's good at doing it. There's no doubt about it. Fenech is shaken up, and he's going to be stopped. It's all over.
Oh, and rightly
Azumah
so.
Nelson in round 8.
See that every time my brother is asking me, how do you set him up? You know, I said that's why I'm a professor. You know, and when I knock him out, you know, and when they interview me, you know, and I told them that I know I'll beat him because I told them it's like a father and son. You know, if your son did something wrong, you have to check him so next time he will know how to do things.
The student to school.
That's right. After them, I'll teach them. Now I knock him out, like I said before, I'll be the guy, and then after I beat him, I'll show him his mistakes.
I was beaten by a great champion tonight. Thank you very much. Thank you.